It must be fun working for Robin Boucher, right?
It is very fun. I feel privileged.
You guys do a lot of cool stuff at the shop.
We do a lot of cool stuff. Sometimes we have cake, pies. Last week there was a clown that came.
Oh my God!
We do charades. We do
balloon animals and everything.
Balloon animals,
all that stuff.
So, yeah,
man, it's got to be great.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, guys. I don't want to bother you, but Guillaume, could you get back to work right now, please? Right. Okay, go ahead.
Guitar Stuff with John.
Welcome to another especially special especiale spécialement la special de special spécial lapin. This is not a show about rabbits, I promise. But we have a guitar that'll run like one right here and right there. We have Mr. Guillaume de Silva, the main man, the main salesman for the world. For Boucher guitars. And we are indeed reviewing yet another Boucher. As you well know, I have a grand love for not only Robin, but his guitars, and especially his small body guitars. So, the first time that, and this is prior to you, just prior to you coming into the company.
Yep.
So
a year or two.
You didn't witness all this madness that happened.
No, not quite.
When I first started to work with Robin, of course, I had his Dreadnought and his OM, the Ivory Girl and Boo Boo, who are still to this day two of my favorite instruments I've ever owned or ever played. And during a video shoot session over in Quebec, I found this guitar in the lot of 24 or 25 Bouchers, this triple-aught masterpiece, and I couldn't stop playing it. Robin graciously let me take it home, and I named her Yogi, and because she's tiny, but she makes a big noise like a bear, as what we called her, Yogi. Plus, I had the Dreadnought named Boo Boo, so the names are reversed by the size. And that guitar taught me to love 12 fret to body guitars. I had never been able to play one successfully, and part of the reason was I never found a guitar that sounded good enough for me to sacrifice those extra 2 frets, and some of the tunes that I played on stage would be rendered impossible on that type of a neck. But Yogi was so good that I said, I'm playing Yogi. I don't care. I'll change the show in order to play that guitar, right?
Yep.
So here we have the newest example of what's coming out, the Grand Reserve version of Yogi, made of the famous flame maple that Robin has torrefied Adirondack top, bound in maple, typical Boucher, beautiful appointment. And again, once you play this guitar, you just can't argue the fact that Robin probably makes the best small body guitar in the world right now. And I have no idea how he does it. He told me once he'd tell me, but then he'd have to kill me, so I'll never know how he does it. But this is what it sounds like. God, the color.
It's cool, right?
The color and the sound and the volume and the projection, like all the things that you want, that we would expect from an OM or a dreadnought, is coming out of this body. I've never quite figured out how it's done. It is definitely a type of witchcraft we're not familiar with, but it's every Boucher triple aught sounds like this, plays like it, and this one is especially awesome because of this Torrefied Flame Maple. Like, it's incredible.
It's cool, right?
Talk a bit about, because now we're seeing the sort of the whole Grand Reserve line.
Yep.
So tell us about what, how this came about, why, because this has become quite popular. I know people that are searching for these everywhere now.
Yep. As we are finalizing the last details about the Grand Reserve series, now available in like a 3 AAA version and a 5A Maple version. Recently, we finally, like, these are the first triple O's to come out of the workshop, because we had to install these new molds and.
Yep.
And yeah, slowly they're getting out there, and people are loving them, and they love everything about them.
Yeah, I certainly do.
Cool.
I mean, my Grand Reserves are among my most prized possessions, and
I think that people are rediscovering also Maple. Like, it's really like a really fresh, take on Maple, and people are extremely receptive, and we're changing a lot of perceptions. Yeah.
Because maple is traditionally a very specialized tone wood, because you can only use it in huge quantities. That's why jumbos, people choose to build jumbos out of maple, because you need a lot of maple, a lot of surface area, right, to actually make it do anything. It's a very brittle, really dense wood. Typically. And yeah, but whatever the process is that Robin uses, because he has his own torrefaction process, this maple comes out sounding like a maple that's 50 years old. It doesn't have the brittle middle and the super gross high end that most maple has.
Well, I think our first maple, a lot of people rediscovered maple even in our own recipe with, like, we already made maple guitars in the 61 to 66, and I think a lot of people fell in love with these guitars, but this is just like another level.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a close look at it. It's going to be no surprise, because most of the like every Boucher you see is basically built with the same amount of care and mastery that he puts in every single guitar. So we'll look at this, but it's just going to be another perfect Boucher, and and this thing's a beast. I've never seen a triple O like this that plays like this and sounds like it. Only thing that's close to this is Yogi, but she's rosewood and not torrefied. So that's I think where the big difference starts to come in, when the new techniques he's using of torrefaction and the new molds you're using to make this wood be what it is.
Behave.
It's not easy.
No.
So there we go.
We're still fine tuning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is technically the Grand Reserve HG Heritage Series 166T, torrefied all the way around. Just a masterpiece. So let's take a close look at it. So here we are at the headstock of the Grand Reserve 000, torrefied maple back and sides, awesome 1,000-watt tone volume monster made by Robin Boucher. Typical slotted headstock there from Robin, beautifully done. Mahogany, all gold hardware. This is is this the gold pack, Guillaume, or something, another name for this system here?
No, this is just like the aesthetics that we've chosen for
the Grand Reserve
guitars.
Right, makes sense.
So we went for gold hardware. We just felt like it was a good match for the color of the guitar, and
it is beautiful.
Yeah.
You got bone,
Yes.
ebony,
Yep.
snowflakes.
Yep.
Beautiful. What do you use for frets?
It's a
Are they nickel?
nickel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nickel and stainless blend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful necks. Always a beautiful neck on a Boucher. There's no question about that. And then onto the top, you see the grain, and this is a 4+, Guillaume?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
4+.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Torrefied.
Herringbone trim,
Yes.
tortoiseshell pickguard, abalone rosette. Simply done. Beautiful. I love the way that looks. And there's our label.
Le label. Grande Reserve label.
Yeah. Again, ebony bridge, bone saddle, tusk pins,
Yep.
abalone buttons.
That's right.
There's that. Look at that grain. Oh, look at that. It's just beautiful.
It's nice, huh?
Yeah.
It's rich.
Herringbone, bound in maple. Is amazing. And then these sides and back are just immense.
Yeah, and now that we've like restructured it, like the 166 and that version is the 5A maple, and we've also came up with a 66T, which will be the AAA maple version of that guitar. So two different price points, two different grades of curly flame maple, to make sure that we can answer the demand for people maybe hitting a slightly lower price point, but also offering the super nice flame that we can get. And
Look, I've seen a lot of guitars in my lifetime, obviously. And this, like these sets of maple,
that's some really nice maple.
they're unbelievable. They're just like, it's ridiculous. It almost looks like it can't be true. Like you see how much grain is in this.
Yeah, the depth.
The depth of it, yeah.
Pattern.
And you can and it moves in the light. Look at it moving.
Yeah.
Look at it going. Look at it moving back and forth. Like it's just insane how good that finish is, and how good the quality of the wood is.
And the torrefaction really makes that 3D effect pop even more.
And look at the cross grain. See the cross grain?
Yep.
How deep it is. It looks like it's underneath the top of the dark grain.
It's cool, right?
Isn't that amazing?
Yep.
Like you just don't see this kind of detail in guitars. You just don't. It's something really rare to find a guitar with that much detail in the tone wood. And of course it shows when you hear the guitar. When you take that much time and care to pick out the materials, well, this is what you get, right? So there we go. The Grand Reserve Triple O, Torrefied Maple, Torrefied Adirondack Top. Another beautiful guitar made by Robin Boucher and the crew, who are, as well, a very talented group of luthiers working under Robin. He's got a tremendous crew of people there.
Indeed.
Yeah. And you too. You don't suck too bad. So there you go. There's the Grand Reserve Triple O, Flame Maple, Torrefied everywhere. It's a masterpiece. It's just nothing surprises me anymore. I've said before, as soon as I open a Boucher case, I know exactly what's going to be sitting inside. It's going to be one of the best guitars I've ever seen or played, and I want to buy it immediately because they all, as consistent as they are, which is 100% consistency, which is unheard of really in the industry. Every one of these guitars has a different personality, don't they? Mm-hmm. They all have a different voice, you can play one to the other and it's like, wow, that one speaks this way, and then you pick up the next one, it's like, oh man, there's some words I never heard before into the other one, and they just got their own, each guitar has its own language, and that's amazing. Because when you look at other producers, especially mass production, the voicing and the language that the guitars speak across a single model type is identical, right? These are not. These are all brilliant, but they speak to you in a different way, which is why they're so much fun to try and to buy because you're going to find one. They're all going to be awesome, but you'll find the one, right? That just blows your head off, and you have to have it.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
has to do with they have a similar voice. Like they
Yeah.
all feel like when you play a Boucher, I think you can feel that it's a Boucher, and then there's different colors depending on obviously like the
Tone woods,
tone
and
woods, and
torrefied or
size
not,
and
yeah.
yeah.
But this thing is just
Voice.
it's just gorgeous. Special thanks to my brother Guillaume de Silva for being here with us.
Always
And,
a pleasure.
Yes,
Thank you for
sir.
having
Always
us.
awesome to have you here, and everybody loves seeing you coming. We it's always fun when the guys drop by, and again, another masterpiece from the maestro Robin Boucher, the Grand Reserve Triple O Torrefied Maple back and sides, Adirondack. You saw it, you heard it. You're not gonna beat it. There you go, boys. We love yous. We'll see you next time on Guitar Stuff with John. From me and the guys, see you soon.